We are back with another video, my people. I'm rejuvenated. I'm ready to review this video. So today we got ocean is way deeper than you think. Now, I've always loved the ocean personally as like my personal self. I was a weird kid. I liked the ocean. I liked weird stuff. I liked frogs for like a long minute for some reason, but I had an interest with the ocean personally. I just find it interesting that animals can survive out there for copious amounts of time and just live out like this probably don't make sense to y'all, but fuck y'all. I find the ocean insanely interesting personally, so it's gonna be even more interesting to go in deeper depth with it with y'all. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe. It helped the channel out a lot. If you want to keep up to date with me, you can follow my Instagram. It'd be a huge help. But without further ado, let's get into this video.
Really deep. Deeper in fact than most of us realize.
Thanks.
If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles deep. 3/4 of our planet is already covered in water though, and it goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's start with a sense of scale. This dot right here is the size of an average human, this slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant, and this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock Nevis. With that in mind, let's start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long, which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long, so if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that, at 100 meters, is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. But that didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free diving world record at a depth of 214 meters. This guy swam down to this level with just one single breath. But a little further down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was submerged underwater. And a little further than that, at 500 meters below the surface, we arrive at the maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet and also the limit of the US Seawolf class nuclear submarine. At 535 meters, we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins, and this is when we must bring up the intensity of water pressure. At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person, or the penguins, would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So further down the depths, at 830 meters, would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone. Light from the surface can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness. On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus, meaning that you would die very quickly. You would also meet the giant squid at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters, we reach the maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea turtle, and further down at 1,828 meters, we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon were it to be underwater with us. Down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragonfish, a carnivorous beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down at 2,200...
There's one creature that I think that he's gonna bring up that's from Finding Nemo. It's that one creature they came across like at the bottom of the ocean. I'm waiting for that nigga. I want to see what that man looks like in real life.
150 meters, we would reach the maximum depth dived to by both sperm whales and the very frightening colossal squid. Sperm whales often have sucker marks and scars left on their bodies from battles with the colossal squid that likely take place at these incredible depths. The squids themselves can grow to be 14 meters long and weigh up to 750 kilograms with eyes the size of a dinner plate and razor-sharp sickles in the middle of their tentacles. So yeah, good luck with that down there. Way further down at 3,800 meters, we can find the wreck of the Rms Titanic. And and a bit past that at 4,000 meters we start to enter the abyssal zone of the ocean. Water pressure is at an astonishing 11,000 pounds per square inch down here, and there are numerous strange, almost alien-like creatures that inhabit these depths, such as the fangtooth, anglerfish, and viperfish. Down at 4,267 meters is the average depth of the ocean where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck sunk during World War II, and way down at 6,000 meters is the beginning of the Abyssal Zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water pressure down at these depths can become 1,100 times what you would experience way back on top at the surface, which is roughly equal to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp, or a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets. Down at these depths, you would be crushed immediately without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms. At 6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research submarine that helped to discover the Titanic. Way further down at 8,800...
Alright, this is such a weird thing to pause for, but these names that y'all be coming up with are the weakest names, bro. Like, that contraption could be... Y'all could have named that shit something insanely more cool. Like, the DSB Alvin. Nigga, it's not your child. It's the machine. Name it something more cool, bro. Give that shit more, like, pizzazz. You feel me? The DSB Alvin. Man, get the fuck out of here.
The surface, and we have arrived at the height of Mount Everest, were to be upside down and placed underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission. The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though, when two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth, and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface. Just a bit further down from there at 10,000...
Bro, that's my biggest fear initiated right there, bro. First off, biggest fear being in like black deep water, but second, like, we've already established how deep this pressure is down here. We've already established that. They said it's damn near gonna kill you instantly. Then the glass, say you go down there, the glass shatters like what happened with these niggas. Bro, tell me you wouldn't have a panic attack and die right on the spot, bro. Like, there's no coming back. You can't survive that. You're instantly dead. You should be dying. I don't know how they survived that, especially back in the day. But damn, I hit the mic. Especially back in the day. But Jesus, man, that's a fear.
972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner. So if you've ever looked out of a window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how incredibly deep down into the abyss that we are currently at. Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Sirena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters, making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95% to be currently a mystery. It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean is found, and who knows what we may discover there. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to stay up to date with videos in the...
Alright, well, personally, that doesn't even make sense to me. That like 95% and only 5%, 100% of the ocean, and only 5% of it's been explored. Like, we spend the most money on the most random things, but we haven't even explored the ocean that's literally right next to us. I feel like there's something in the ocean that they don't want us to know. Most definitely, there's gotta be. Like, only 5% of the ocean has been explored. You mean to tell me that? But damn near you niggas trying to go on Mars all of a sudden? No, I'm not buying that. There's definitely something down there they don't want us to know about. But I think that's the end of the video for y'all, man. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. Put your favorite fish in the comments. Put your favorite fish. Yeah, I'm gonna make you do some work. How about that? You do some work for a change. You put your favorite comment in there. Yeah. I don't fucking know, but you don't gotta do it, but you should interact with the fan base. Peace.